Okay, we're here with John Jackson. John, let me ask you a question, and this is a question that I ask everyone that's been a guest on the show, if they're a makeup artist. What advice would you give to our young student makeup artists or makeup artists that are learning on their own? What word of advice would you give them that you feel is the most important thing of advice that you can?
First of all, keep your mouth shut. I think that's the first thing to learn.
Mm-hmm.
We're not the stars. They are.
That's right.
Listen.
We are servants, more or less.
We're the help.
Extremely talented
We're the help.
servants. We are help.
We are the help.
And you know, it's not beneath us.
It's not being belittling of what we do, but it's the way that we're thought of.
Not beneath us to make certain that our talent has coffee in the morning, has a newspaper in the morning, is comfortable, has the pillows that they need to be comfortable in the chair.
I have done, and again, if you like the actor, it's easier.
Yes.
But I would say a makeup artist needs to be a natural caretaker, because that's what we do all day long, is we take care of them.
Right.
From powdering their noses or handing them a Q-tip and a Kleenex and saying...
Yeah, caregiver.
Yeah,
caregiver.
Yeah. Just, you take care of people.
There, in the past, in the old studio system, there were departments, makeup departments.
Yeah.
There are no longer really makeup departments as they were then.
Right.
Where you'd go into the studio and there would be an area of the studio where you would go where they would have many cubicles and a bullpen where there would be makeup artists working, and there would be a department head who would walk around from cubicle to cubicle, would supervise the makeup and make certain that everything was getting done. And every makeup artist would be working on different films on the lot. And then the head of makeup would choose who he wanted to do, and he would normally do the leads in each of the films, most of the time. Today it's different. A makeup department head is no longer in a makeup department, so to speak, as it was then, but there still is a makeup department.
Oh,
now
it's so.
Exactly. Yeah. It's moved into trailers or into areas of the stage, or it's set up within the studio somewhere, or on location it's set up. A department head is exactly what?
You are responsible for that department. They hire heads for each of the departments. I mean, hair, makeup, wardrobe, sound, it's endless. Filmmaking is an incredible example of micromanagement. And you are responsible as makeup department head for makeup.
Yes.
That's all you do is makeup.
Now, as a department head, you're also responsible for scheduling, for selecting the makeup artists, for scheduling the makeup artists,
purchasing your supplies,
making certain that these makeup artists that you've selected have the right personality, have the right knowledge and understanding to be able to do the job properly, that they have the correct supplies that you want them to work with, right? And
you work within the budget that the production has given you. If not, I'd say you're the liaison.
Yes.
You need to have a little bit of business experience too.
There are some makeup artists, department heads. There are some department heads that, in actuality, never do makeup. They supervise.
They supervise.
And they can be very successful.
Yes.
In fact, they get Academy Awards.
Yes.
And I would think that the way this is done is in having a very good eye, a very keen understanding of all phases of makeup artistry, and choosing the best people for each job.
Choose good people and let them do their job.
Exactly, exactly, and to supervise them.
Production has hired you basically so they don't have to think about that department anymore. They don't want any problems. So that's the reason they've hired you.
You're business partners with Matthew Mungle, and as we all know, you own a makeup effects shop. And let's talk about the shop. Aside from doing films, you're doing a lot of television work.
Do a lot of
out of the shop.
Yes, we do.
Tell us about the most current TV shows.
CSI Vegas, I would have to say, is one of Matthew's favorites. Bones, House, Desperate Housewives. What happens is someone needs a body or a torso, and I'd like to say we're one of the two people they call.
Yes.
And we try to never say no and work within their budget.
Yeah, we had a tour of the lab
Yeah.
with Matthew,
Yeah.
and we saw hundreds of bodies.
Did he
and-
show you the storage building?
And heads, yes. We went over to the storage building. As our audience recalls, if you remember back to the Matthew Mungle interview and the tour of the Matthew Mungle laboratory, WM Creations, there were areas where there were just bodies and bodies and bodies piled up on top of one another.
Molds and
And
molds
molds
and
and molds. And there's one section, there were nothing but just tons and tons of heads.
Yes.
Of, depicting different types of death.
Yeah.
It was, our editors had a blast.
It's one of the
with
first
that.
questions we ask is how long have they been dead and how they die?
Exactly. Where do you see technology taking makeup artistry?
Well, hopefully we'll all have jobs in 20 years.
Do you think there's a possibility that technology will
It is all going
eliminate the makeup artist?
within the computer. I hope that because what we do is very labor intensive and expensive,
Yes.
and time consuming.
Yes.
That's the reason it's an art.
Yes.
The people in charge of filmmaking and television would much rather it had done quickly and inexpensively.
Yes.
So if it can be done in a computer at half the time,
Yes.
they would prefer that.
Yes. Now, if you can name one actress over the age of 40 that wouldn't mind going in front of a camera without makeup,
Where's this going?
then I would say that computers are going to be a big part of our future. But guess what? No way.
Well, Beowulf was a good example.
Exactly, but that's half animation.
It was
It's computer
214 dots on the actor's face every
Amazing.
morning.
That's just amazing.
And they wore leotards with dots.
But that in itself is a new genre.
Yeah.
That's a new genre.
Yeah.
You have real life, you have that, and then you have total animation. And I think they're beginning to work more on that, you see. And the more they understand how to create
Yes. Yes.
and reproduce the human form,
Yes.
the more they're going to be able to augment the actual human form when it's shot live. And
Because one of the advantages I see to technology right now is because of high def and all those things.
Yes.
They now have the ability to go in and digitally clean something up.
Yes.
If it didn't quite work,
Yes.
I find that an advantage actually.
It is.
Yeah.
It does save time. But you know what? As an old-time makeup artist, when I look at a face and I see something that needs to be corrected, I have to do it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't think to myself, oh, they'll clean that up in post.
Well, you can't. No, because you can't. And they don't
'Cause
see
you
it.
don't know if they're going to see it.
That's
They're
right.
not makeup artists.
They don't see it the way we see it.
You see, and
That's
you
right.
know what the actor, you as a makeup artist, you know what the actor wants to see when they look at themselves on the screen.
Yes.
So you have to make that decision.
That's right.
You can't leave that decision up to someone that's sitting behind a
And
desk
it's
on
one
a
of the,
computer.
I think one of the hardest things you have to learn as a makeup artist is when you say, "Hang on, stop rolling.
Right.
This is not right. Stop it."
And you get all the dirty looks.
And what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Makeup artists can't stop.
And that's
stop us.
something the Oscar actually helps with. It gives
Yeah.
you the power.
It gives you that clout.
To say, "Hang on a second, guys. This is not right.
Right.
Give me 2 seconds."
All right, we're here with JohnJackson, our Oscar-winning makeup artist for the film Frida, and we're going to be right back right after this word. Don't go away.